Alright guys, I want to welcome you all back to more of When They Cry. We are about on the last legs of episode 4, I believe, and with 160 plus eps, guys. Like, holy cow. We made it this far, and we still have a ways to go. So if anything else, I hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for all the love and support, and let's see this one through. Alright everyone, and we're back. Then Kirie spoke about how Kinzo had come, the family conference had started, the 6 had been killed, and the 5 of them had been confined. About how she had escaped somehow and made it to where she was now. And how everyone had finally been killed, all spoken dispassionately as she had seen it with no dramatization. She even spoke about how everyone except her had been killed, and how she had observed the moments of all their deaths, and how even this very moment, someone was trying to kill her.
実はこの話をしている間にも、もう3度攻撃を受けている。鍵穴からおかしな黄金の糸みたいなのが飛び込んできて、くるくる回りながら私を狙ってくるの。最初は足元。次は肩の近く。さっきのは耳をかすったわ。狙いがだんだん正確になってくる。そろそろ私の眉間にズドンと来そうね。
逃げろ、キリエさん！逃げてくれ！
どこへよ。私、ここまで逃げ延びてきて、部屋に閉じこもって、鍵までかけてるのよ。それでもなお狙われてる私が、どこに隠れるのよ。ね
え。さあ。
ねえ、バトラ君。ジェシカちゃんとジョージ君、まだ生きてる？
さっき、ジェシカから電話が。なんか、ダメみたい。だった。
やっぱり。私たち5人が次々殺されるとき、何か予感していたの。ひょっとして13人殺しの儀式は第2の番を終えて私たちの番にまで至ったのかなって。つまり私が死ねば13人。これで儀式は完成。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが復活する。一体どういうことになるのかしら。こんな悪魔だらけの魔女だらけ、ヤギの化け物がうじゃうじゃいるこの島に、さらにそいつらの親玉である黄金の魔女まで現れて、一体どうなっちゃうというのかしら。もう私には何が何だかわからない。
Kirie-san's voice had given up completely on her own life. And because Battler could tell that, he couldn't stop the tears.
一つだけ助言できることがあったわ。
何？
もしあなたの前に悪魔やら魔女が現れても。
ああ。
その正体を疑う必要は何もないわ。そういうものだと理解して。何か仕掛けがあるはずだとか、正体があるはずだとか、そんなことを考える余裕があったら、相手の機嫌を損ねないことを考えた方がよっぽどに建設的。
See, right here, I feel like this is all Beatrice's scenario just to get Battler to believe that her existence is real. Because that's her whole game. She wants Battler to admit that witches exist. And the whole of episode 4 right now, in which Beatrice is showcasing to Battler this whole new V-looping, is just to force him to believe this all as it seems.
間違っても、なら魔法を見せてみろなんて言っちゃダメよ。その証拠を彼らはこの上なく残酷な方法で 見せるでしょうから。
信じらんねえよ。キネさんの口からそんなこと言われるなんて信じらんねえよ。
わかってる。信じられないのは。だからそれこそが私にできる助言。信じて。
ベアトリーチェと悪魔と魔女と化け物どもを信じろと。
私たちは多分あれほどまでにこの世ならざるものをありありと見せつけられても多分何も信じることができなかったと思うの。今の私もそう。さっきから襲ってきて私の額を撃ち抜こうとする者の正体さえ私には理解できず信じられない。だからあなただけは信じ理解して私たちに受け止めきれなかった存在を受け止めてほしいの。そうしてくれたなら私たちの死は無駄にならない。私もこうして電話をした甲斐があったというものだわ。
キリさん
まだ大丈夫よ。かすったけどまた外したわ。さすがに今度はもうダメかもね。ありがとう。そしてさよならバトラ君。あなたのことアスムさんの息子だからと冷たくしたこともあったの。その日のことを許して。
許すも何も今はキリエさんが俺にとっての母親だろうが。
I felt as though I heard an incredible sound at the other end of the receiver, and then a noisy clattering sound. As if the receiver had fallen to the floor.
キリエさんキリエさんうわ
Kirei-san never responded to the phone. Again. I felt that. I felt that because I knew how close Battler and Kirei were together.
どうしてバトラが怒ってるのかわかんないよ。
わかるだろ。みんな殺されたんだぞ。あのクソジジイにベアトリーチェ復活の儀式とかわけのわかんないことを言った。
ならこれで13人が生贄に捧げられて、もうベアトリーチェは蘇った頃だよ。
ああ、なら上等だ。ベアトリーチェもまとめて一緒にぶち殺してやろう。
マリアたちは儀式を生き残った。だからベアトリーチェに黄金鏡に招待してもらえるんだよ。そこでは願いは何でも叶う。家族を殺されたのが辛いなら生き返らせてもらえばいいのに。マリアはそうするつもりだよ。黒い魔女に取り憑かれていない本当に優しい本当のママを蘇らせてもらうの。だからママはもうずっとマリアと一緒。お仕事とかで残業も休日出勤も何もないの。ずっとマリアと一緒にいてくれて、マリアのことだけを考えてくれて。マリアのために恐ろしい敵といつも戦ってくれるの。
It's so sad to see Maria so broken now.
お前どうかしてるぜ。
Yep, there is. There's a lot wrong with her. It's probably a good thing Battler didn't see it though, because I don't know how he'd be able to handle that.
なんでこの状況でそんなわけわかんねえことを言ってられるんだ。
バトラは今、キリエおばさんに言われたはずだよ。魔女を信じろと言われたはずなのに。
くそ、 こんなとこで、マリアと口喧嘩してる場合じゃねえぜ。もう人質も何も誰も生き残っちゃいねえんだ。もうクソくだらねえ。おかしな儀式もゲームもおしまいだぜ。ここからは俺の好きにさせてもらう。まだ生きてる奴がいるかもしれない。あるいは、隠れてる奴がいるかもしれない。
Well, we still got Goda and Kumasawa.
片っ端から調べて、見つけ出し、ぶちのめしてやるぜ。
In a rage, Battler grabbed his hat stand near Spear and flew out of the room. Maria watched him go, looking bored.
ベアトリーチェがすぐに願いを叶えてくれるのに、バトラはバカ。
Then the phone rang out again. Maria stood up and grabbed the receiver.
もしもし。ほう。
Of course, the sound of the phone also reached Battler's ears as he was about to dash out of the guest house. With a violent forcefulness, he turned around and dashed into the cousin's room.
マリア！電話って、誰からだ！
With a terrifying look on his face, Battler yelled at Maria, who was on the phone. You couldn't blame him. Right now, the only humans left alive on the island were himself, Maria, Goda, and Kumasawa. But there was no way those two could call when they were locked up in the guarding storehouse, which meant there was only one person. It had to be Kinzo. As she happily chatted with the person on the other end of the phone, Maria slowly turned to face Battler. And with an unsettling expression on her face, she laughed with a kee-hee-hee-hee-hee-hee. It felt almost as though the person on the other end of the line was chatting about Battler.
マリア、電話の相手は誰だ？じいさまか？
Battler couldn't imagine that this was the case. After all, it was inconceivable that Maria would be having such a friendly talk with Kinzo, chatting to him about Battler with that eerie smile on her face. Just what kind of person could be on the phone? Who could make Maria chat with a smile like that? At that time, in the back of his mind, the words Kirei had spoken to him drifted up. Even if the witch does appear, there's no need to doubt it. Just believe in its existence.
バトラー、今帰ってきたよ。せっかちだよね。
マリア！その電話の相手は誰だ？誰なんだ？
変わる？はい、バトラー。
To gain the consent of the person on the other end, she held the receiver out to Battler.
はい。
Maria held the receiver out for him to take, as though it was perfectly normal. Battler felt just a little bit of hesitation towards taking the receiver, because by acknowledging the existence of the person at the other end, he would have no choice but to admit it. Kirei had said it. There is no longer any need to doubt their existence. Battler took the receiver. After he did so, Maria briskly headed for the door. Battler, who was slightly fearful about finding out for sure who was on the other end of the receiver, questioned Maria before taking the call.
おい！どこへ行くんだよ！
マリアのテストの場所だよ。後ろ宮家の当主は、バトラかマリアか、どっちだろうね。
行くな！殺されるぞ！
殺されないよ。儀式はもう終わってるもの。それに、殺されても蘇らせてもらえるし。当主になってもなれなくても、もう私たちは黄金鏡に招いてもらえる。じゃあね、お先に。
待てよ！マリア！
Battler stretched his hand out to Maria's back as she left, but the cord of the receiver that he was gripping held him back like a chain. He readied himself. Battler put the receiver to his ear.
もしもし。
Congratulations! And I'm fine!
Oh, this is a new soundtrack.
And you?
Screwed up, mocking English filled his ears. It was the voice of a woman he didn't know. Who? The inside of his head was starting to freeze up. Who?
誰はないであろう、後ろ宮バトラー。返事は普通 Yes, I'm fine であろう。懐かしいな、中国でやっただろ。二人一組になってやるやつ。
いかれてやがる。てめえは誰だ？答えやがれ！
英語で言えよ。お前、そういうの得意だったろ？
ふざけんじゃねえよ。てめえは誰だ？クソジジイの手先か？
手先とはひどい言いざまではないか。むしろ虜と言ってやれ。金蔵こそわらわの虜だろう。
That last laugh didn't sound like it was aimed at Battler. It was almost as though Kinzo was right next to the phone cackling as well.
名を名乗りやがれ！てめえは誰だ？何者だ？
当ててみろよ。ハワイへご招待するぜ。やっとだ。やっと。長かったぜ。本当に今日まで長い日々だった。マジで1000年は待ったぜ。今日という日をよ。おかげさまをもちまして、わらは大復活。サンキュー金蔵。特別にさっきの待った。聞いてやってもいいぜ。
やれやれ。上機嫌にも程があろうが、もう少しは淑女らしく振る舞わんか。
Kinzo and Beatrice sat facing each other over the chessboard on the reception table. Also on the table were expensive cheeses and the like to go with the drinks. And there was a line of several empty wine bottles. As Beatrice rolled around her sofa in an unseemly way, she held a wine glass in one hand in a good mood, and probably completely drunk.
今日は最高にご機嫌だから大サービスだ。おいおい金蔵、こんな年代物の寄付ワインなんか飾ってんだよ。1947年ものかよ。今日開けなくていつ開けるつもりだ？それを浴びせっこして遊ぼうぜ。空き瓶で殴りっこもしよう。
ははは、それは愉快だ。浮かれすぎであるぞ。ハメの外しすぎだ。
金蔵だって。わらわに再会できて嬉しいだろ。はあ、シャバだ。うつしおだ。わらわの肉体万歳。
お前、さっきから何を騒いでるんだ？お前がベアトリーチェだとでも言うのかよ。
イエス I am 金蔵の13人殺しの儀式のおかげでようやくわらわは復活したぞ。口があるといい、舌があるといい。こうしてそなたと話せることのなんと楽しいことか。そういえばお前とはあれだけ何度も何度も憎まれ口を叩き合ってきたのに、 こうしてゲーム中に盤上で会話をしたのは初めてだな。何やらとても新鮮だ。お、今のポンって音聞こえたか？あいつ開けたぞ。マジでバカたっけえ秘蔵ワインを開けやがった。いくらするか知ってるか？10キロのインゴット丸々と同じくらいするんだぜ。
ふざけるな。何がベアトリーチェだ。黄金の魔女だと？いい加減にしろ。どこにいやがれ。そこにクソジジイも一緒にいるのか。てめえらまとめてぶっ飛ばしてやら。今どこにいやがるんだ。答えやがれ。
なんだ、わらわに会いたいのか？モテる女はつれえや。でもよ、金蔵がいるときに口説くのはよせよ。こいつマジで焼くから立ち悪いぜ。金蔵のいない二人っきりの時ならこっそり内緒で愛してやるからよ。
イかれてやがるぜ。
金蔵、気が変わった。マリアのテストにわらわは行かない。そなたが行け。
なんと気まぐれな。ではお前がバトラをテストするというのか？
いいだろう。あいつさ、お前の若い時に似てるからさ、キュンときちゃうんだよ。安心しろよ。浮気なんかしないって。あいつと二人っきりになるのは今だけ。わらわはいつだってお前と二人きりだろう。だが、もうわらわを四六時中束縛するのは勘弁しろよ。
そういうわけだ、バトラー。そなたのテストはわらを黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが自ら執り行ってやろう。
That must be a pain for Ballot to not only have to handle her in the meta world, but also in the actual game piece world.
場所はそうだな。この屋敷の正面玄関にてだ。バトラー、次期当主のテスト、マジで頑張ってくれよ。どうせ金蔵なんてすぐに寿命でぽっくりいっちまう。バトラーが次期当主になってくれりゃ、お前がこの島のすべての新しい主だ。お前にわらを独り占めにさせてもいいんだぜ。金蔵がしたみたい、わらわを支配しておくれよ。
屋敷の玄関だな。上等だ。このクソ足らない酔っ払いめ。俺がてめえの酔いを覚ましてやるぜ。迎え酒には俺の熱いパンチをくれてやる。首を洗って待ってやがら。
Battler impulsively slammed the receiver down. There was no need to talk to a receiver anymore. I'll meet her face to face and settle this. I took the spear I made by taking apart that hat stand, and went outside without even an umbrella. It's hard to imagine that the young woman calling herself Beatrice would be waiting for me alone. I should probably assume that she'll be waiting with those supporting troops that Goda and Kumasawa-san told us about. Going alone would be too reckless.
ゴーダさん、熊沢さん、俺だ、バトルだ。
I headed for the gardening storehouse first. I need all the help I can get. Goda-san's a burly man, so I can probably count on him to add some extra brawn. Kumasawa-san's knowledge and familiarity with the area as a senior servant might prove to be a huge weapon. Both of them have master keys, and they know more about the mansion than I do. They're pretty reliable allies. As I banged on the shutter and called out for them to open it, I remembered that there was nothing they could do from the inside. I would have to get the key back from them and open the shutter myself. I went around to the side, knocked on the small lattice window there, and opened it up.
幸田さん、熊沢のばあちゃん、バートラだ。おい、起きろって。お。
The scene in the shed, lit by a dim light bulb, was all too bizarre.
幸田さん、熊沢さん。
So they're both dead, huh? From a low ceiling beam hung two thick ropes, and at the ends, Goda-san and Kumasawa-san were hanging by their necks. It was dim and I was looking through a narrow gap between all the various pieces of equipment strewn about, so I couldn't make out any more detail than that. But when they showed not even a tremor after I called out to them, and because of the way the loops around their necks seemed to carry the full weight of their bodies, I could sense no trace of life from them.
そんな嘘だろ。どうして。
They couldn't have killed themselves. I think it was set up that way, though. The shutters are still closed, and there's only one single key, which I'm sure Goda-san took possession of. So how did the culprit open the shutter and kill the two of them inside? No, wait. They weren't necessarily killed. If this is a suicide, that way this locked room makes sense, but I don't know why the two of them would hang themselves. Feebly, I slumped down on the spot. Now the only humans alive on this island are me, Maria, and my old bastard's old bastard. No, there's also that nutso woman calling herself Beatrice. Maria's been acting like she's on the witch's side from the beginning, and Gramps is the very person who revived the witch. Plus, there's the witch herself. What the hell? Then, it's just as though I'm the only one on this island. Using my pole as a cane, I feebly rose to my feet. Damn, I can't do it like this. I've got to avenge everyone.
しかしこんなじゃダメだ。
See, this is one of these moments that make me enjoy this game a lot. Most importantly, you gotta feel really bad for Battler. This guy is fighting the good fight and he is not winning.
ダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。しかし
I got the crying out of the way while I could, so that all my weak emotions would be squeezed out with my tears. Then, I straightened up and gazed into the darkness in the direction of the mansion. At the entrance to the mansion, the witch is waiting. I'll go and settle this. I'll find the source of this weird blood-soaked night and crush her with my own hands. Amidst the pouring rain, I walked through the rose garden without an umbrella, letting myself get soaked. I could see the arbor in the distance. According to Jessica, it seemed that George Aniki had also been killed. Well, by this point, there's no need to worry about the lives of any hostages. I left the path aiming for the arbor. Then, I saw George Aniki's weather-beaten corpse.
兄貴。畜生。
The corpse was in front of the arbor. If he could have died under the arbor, he would at least have been spared being beaten down upon the rain. There was a gaping hole in Aniki's forehead as though he had been shot with a gun. Perhaps because the rain had washed away everything, his face wasn't covered with blood, and so he looked almost like he was sleeping. However, the deep red his clothes were stained still provided the evidence that a large amount of blood had flowed out. How happy I'd be if he were sleeping, or else pretending to be dead. But Aniki's eyes remained open, even though the rain sprayed against him. And the hole in his forehead was, without a hint of a joke, the real thing. There had been a faint chance that Golda-san and Kumasawa-san hanging by their necks in the gardening shed could have been a bad joke. But that naive possibility had now been completely denied.